Hey guys, it's Carrie with Mama Dares to DIY, and I want to thank y'all for tuning into my channel today. If this is your first visit to my channel, I want to say a big hello, or if you're a returning subscriber, I want to say welcome back, my friend. I am really super excited about this next series, y'all, because it's a Halloween series, but it's also a Pottery Barn inspired. I'm not going to call it a knockoff because it's not exact, but it is definitely Pottery Barn inspired, and I can't wait for y'all to watch this series. I did decide to do this in short little videos versus grouping them together into a longer video. So I hope y'all enjoy this, and if you do, give it a big thumbs up because that would mean the world to me. And if you are not already subscribed, be sure to hit the subscribe button. That's going to give you every single time you're going to get a notification when I upload a new DIY. So keep watching, y'all. I hope you enjoy this series, and if you do, share it with your friends because that's what good friends do. We share things we love with our friends. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, y'all, for today's video, we are going to be making a dupe for the Pottery Barn skull and crossbones decanter, and also the old-fashioned glasses. Now, this is a really easy dupe, and it's actually my first time to do this, and I couldn't believe how simple and easy it was. So to make this happen, we're gonna need our inkjet printer, and you just wanna go online and find, you know, a graphic that you like. This is really similar to the graphic that's on the actual decanter, but it's not exact, and I kind of thought it was funny, the poison warning sign. So it's, you know, just something kind of fun and cute, and it's, you know, like I said, it's not an exact dupe, but that's okay, I like it. So we are also going, I can't talk today, so we're also going to need some clear packing tape. Now, I've heard that the duct tape brand works the best, but I happen to have this Ace Hardware brand on hand, so this is what we're going to be using, and it worked okay for me. I know there's a lot of tutorials online that tell you have to use a laser printer, and I was bound and determined that I was going to find a way to do it with an inkjet, and so far this worked really well for me, so I hope it works good for y'all too. Okay, so after we've got our image printed out, and you want to make sure that you stay within the width of your packing tape. If not, you're going to have to make it into 2 decals, and it's totally doable. It just takes a little bit more time. Okay, so now we're going to just cut around our graphic here. When I do the old-fashioned glasses, I'm going to just do the skull and crossbones. I'm not going to do the words. I'm just going to use the words for my decanter. Okay, now we'll pull off some tape that's at least wide enough to cover your image. Now I have mine sized exactly to the size. Now you're just going to place your packing tape over your image. And like I said, if your image is too big for your tape, you're gonna have to break it up into 2, which is totally doable, but it's, you know, it's just gonna take a little bit more time, but it's totally okay. All right, so now we're just gonna take the back of a spoon, and a spoon is easy because it's kind of curved. So when you start burnishing in your design, it's just gonna make it a little bit easier to kind of get down in there. So we're gonna use the back of our spoon, and we're just gonna burnish in the ink. This kind of helps the ink to stick to your tape. I did a couple and I didn't use this burnishing technique, and they came out a lot lighter than I wanted them to. So you just want to make sure you burnish really, really well. I haven't tried this with a colored image. I've only done it with these black and white ones. So, but you know, feel free to try it. I'm sure it'll work just the same. Okay, now that we've got our image burnished in on our tape really, really well, you want to take your scissors and you want to cut around it as close to your image as possible. I'm not going to cut around the whole thing, but I just want you to see. Like, you want your image to have a slight edge, but not, you know, not a huge, huge edge. Okay, so after you've got that done, you're going to take a glass of warm water. and you're gonna just simply drop your image down into your warm water. Now, I went ahead and have one sitting in here, and you wanna let your image set for at least an hour. I did this a couple of different ways. I just let it set in here for a few minutes, and my image did not come out as dark as I wanted it to. So I found that letting it sit for at least an hour really helps it to keep its color a lot better. So now we're just gonna grab our image, and I just set the image straight down, and it curls up. So you just wanna kind of fold it out, and you wanna first take and just start peeling off your paper. If your paper doesn't peel off like this, no worries. You can still take your hand and just kind of peel it back. And when I tell you use a gentle peeling motion, I'm talking like, imagine you are touching the top of a brand new baby's head. Like you want a very gentle touch. So after you've got the first initial layer, it's still not ready. We're gonna take this over to the sink, and we're gonna run some warm water on it, because you have to get every piece of that the paper, your printer paper, you have to get every single piece of your printer paper off. And if you have a laser jet, it will definitely work better, but I just was bound and determined because not everybody has access to a laser jet. Most people have an inkjet, so that's why I decided to use an inkjet to show you that you can do it. Okay, so we're gonna pause, and we're gonna go over to the sink, the kitchen sink, and we're gonna run warm water over this as we're still gently peeling back. So let's move over to the kitchen sink. I hope y'all can hear me over the water running. We're just gonna cut our water so that it's kind of slowly dripping. You just want that to kind of have it dripping over it. And we're still gonna use that same gentle motion. If you rub too hard, you're gonna pull your ink off. So you've got to make sure you're very gentle with this. And warm water seems to help it come off easier. So that's why I use a warm water. So after you think you've got most of it off, you want to let it dry. And you can usually tell with your fingers if you've gotten it all off or not. You can kind of hold it up to the sun and see some little fuzzy pieces still left on it. So you just keep running it under there and keep working with it. You kind of have to be patient with this. It's not a fast process. But just don't go too fast, because you're going to pull all your ink off. I've got all this washed off. It looks pretty good. So you can see your images, it sort of has a little hazy look, but when that dries, it's going to go back to being clear. So let's go back over to our workspace and let this dry. Okay, so this is the one that I just finished washing off at the sink, and I'm just going to lay it over here on my paper towel. Now these two I already have dried from overnight, and I'm going to show you how simple this is to stick on. Let me grab a towel to lay this on. So you want to take your cup, and y'all, this will work for any cup. If you've got, any kind of little glass cup, these would be so much fun for your party. You could even put everybody's name on there, so that way, if you know your guest list and you know who's coming, everybody can have their own personalized cup. And y'all, when you're done, you just take your tape off. Now, I have hand washed these a couple of times after I put them on, just to see how well it would stick, and they did fine just with a little hand washing. So we just want to take a little bit of alcohol, and we want to wipe down our glass. And I just use regular, rubbing alcohol. You want to take your image. It's super sticky. And just position it where you want it. And just stick it down. Now I can have my husband's bar decorated, and it'll be so cute. And he's not gonna kill me because I have wrecked his glasses. Now let me show you how we're gonna do the decanter set. The decanter set is gonna be done the exact same way, but I've got to soak off the label. Now he had this bottle and he was gonna throw it away, and I was like, oh no, you let me save that. So we're just gonna soak this bottle, and we're gonna do the bottle the same way, the same. Okay, y'all, so now I have gone and cleaned the label off of our bottle. You can see it's still got water on the inside there, but it'll dry, no worries. And I wanted to share with you a little trick that I found to help getting the label off a little bit easier. So after you remove the paper, you can soak it in a little bit of hot water and Dawn, and that'll kind of loosen up the rest of it. And then you're left with a lot of that sticky residue. Y'all know what I'm talking about, don't you? Okay, well, if you just take a Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and sort of wet it and just scrub it down, that really helps get all that goo off, and it makes it so much quicker to getting it off. Okay, so now we're just gonna repeat the process that we did for our old-fashioned glass. Isn't that adorable? So now we've got our decanter, and we've got our matching glasses, and this took maybe, 15 minutes and a few pennies to do. So $79 for a set of 4, or practically free. It's up to you. For the next dupe, y'all, this is so simple, I almost feel silly even sharing it with y'all, but I guess that's why I love it so much, because it is simple. So this dupe is going to be the Pottery Barn Skull Wine Stopper. Now, you can get a wine stopper, a plain wine stopper. This one just actually came out of one of my husband's whiskey bottles. And so I'm just gonna take this, and I'm gonna use this because it actually fits the tops to my wine bottles. So it's so simple and so easy. So get your cork or your wine stopper. And I spray painted one of our skulls from our Dollar Tree pack of 8. So this is what it looked like before, and I just put a skewer through his head and hit him with some silver spray paint. And y'all, this is so simple, but I love it. I think it's hysterical. I couldn't decide if I wanted to leave this wood colored or if I wanted to paint it black, and I kind of am digging the wood tones because on my husband's bar it does have, a lot of the wood tones to it. So I think I'm gonna leave it wood toned. If I decide to go back and paint it black, then that's a simple fix too. But it's an easy fix. So we're literally just going to put a little bit of glue. And you can actually double up and do some E6000 if you want a really super strong hole. Or you can just use your hot glue. We're gonna glue this guy down and hold him until he's dry. And there you have it. It was that easy. I don't think I'm gonna go in and antique his eyes, but you can totally do that if you choose to. I'm kind of digging just the solid silver because I don't have anything yet that is solid silver, but I think over on the bar, I think this is gonna look cool just like it is. So y'all, I know today's video was super, super short, and that's what I like about it. So we've got our decanter set, and we've got our wine stopper. Aren't these fun? Quick and easy dupes. They're gonna look great for our party, and I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up because that would mean the world to me. And I've got to get off here because I've got to start working on tomorrow's video. Happy DIYing, y'all.